Our lesson today is going to be on ecological succession, which is the gradual and orderly process of change in an ecosystem. Sometimes it goes from nothing to something. Other times it goes from there's something on the land and it becomes nothing and it becomes something again. There are two different kinds of succession. Primary succession starts with nothing on the ground, nothing but rocks. Secondary succession comes after something happens, something possibly disastrous. And that event leaves soil behind, not just rock, but soil as well. Primary succession could occur because of a volcano. Volcanoes have a tendency to wipe out everything around them. When they do that, they leave behind nothing but volcanic ash and rocks. So that leaves nothing, no soil, and nothing for which there to be a secondary succession. So this is a case of primary. Mount St. Helens is a good case of this in Washington State, and you can still go back now and see that things are just starting to come back, and it's been many, many years. And the trees aren't yet returned, and it's just generally low scrubs and some smaller trees. Surtsey is an island off the coast of Iceland, and Surtsey actually was created relatively recently from underwater. There was nothing there before at all, and that underwater volcano produced the island, and now scientists are studying it to see how it changes over the years. Volcanic action is one source of... So with primary succession, of course, there is no soil. To build that soil, to create something that the plants can use, erosion, weathering, and deposition must occur. Now that you've got the soil, how are the plants going to get there to begin to grow? They can float in, they can blow in, they can be pooped in. And those new plants, just like new people coming to a new land, are called pioneers. Some plants are pre-made to be pioneers. Lodgepole pines, which we have all over the United States, are actually happy about having forest fires because their pine cones are made so that heat is the only thing that will produce their seeds. So when the forest fire comes and wipes everything out and there's no ground cover at all anymore and there's just soil, then those pine cones are set to reproduce and they'll be the first things there. This is just a really nice chart which describes the process of succession, where annual plants will come in and they prepare the soil and give nutrients back to the soil and allow the perennial plants and then the shrubs to come on in and continue growing. As you can see from this picture, the plants continue to get larger and larger, and what will happen is eventually the bigger trees are going to shade out the smaller trees and reduce their existence in that forest. The last forest that exists, or the last community that exists, is going to be called the climax community. And that is the final frontier, basically. The final group of ecological specimens that will live in a particular area are the climax community. That concludes our session on ecological succession.